All right, looks like we are live tonight. Good evening, friends. Like we are live tonight. A little bit of feedback there, sorry. If you're on tonight, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're watching. Good evening, happy Sunday. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. Hey, Rosie, thanks for joining. Tonight, I'm going to do a quick card. It's a super cute fun fold using the sketched butterfly bundle that's available in the new annual catalog. I paired it with Country Lace, which is another gorgeous DSP that's available. So this is the card that we're going to do. So it is a gatefold that opens up to make a beautiful little, thinking of you, this would work for sympathy, just lifting anyone's spirits. Oh, thanks, Rosie. I'm glad you like it. So this is today's card. We're going to get with it pretty quickly and get moving. So let's set this over here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little stamping first. As soon as I try to find a place to put this jacket there. Let's see here. So I've got a piece, just a scrap piece of soft sea foam. Yeah, that's gonna work. That I just, hey Mary, thanks for joining. And I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use Night of Navy this time and then do a little bit of the shading with the Misty Moonlight. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna ink it up with some Night of Navy. And on that soft sea foam, I'm just gonna give a real quick stamp. There we go. And then, let's see here, what else? We're gonna pull out some Smoky Slate. Hey Mary, hey Lori, thanks for joining. And I've got some, I jumped right into today's card. So this is what it looks like. There is one little change. When I went to make this afternoon, I could not find the Thinking of You stamp that's in Sketched Butterflies. I thought I lost it. Hey Carol, thanks for joining. And so I had, Poise Peony on my desk, so I just went ahead and used it. But then when I was getting my blocks ready, Thinking of You was right there on the stamp set. I don't know what was going on with me today. So let's see here. We're gonna pull out the Misty Moonlight. I went ahead and got Smoke Slate there, but here's just a really pretty sentiment stamp that is part of the Sketch Butterfly. Hope is beautiful things that flutter in the soul. So just kind of an everyday occasional stamp that you can use. Give that a quick stamp. And then we're gonna take these really beautiful fluttering butterflies, just these small guys. We're gonna stamp them off and then just add them right there. And that's with that Smoky Slate. There we go. Just kind of putting some butterflies in the background there. And I like with the lighter color, it really just looks like you're adding it there. All right, so that's your inside. So with this stamp set, I'm gonna take a blender pen. And if you don't have blender pens in your arsenal, you need to add them because they are a really great way to add color to anything. Now what I do is I just put a little bit of ink on a block. You can always put it at the top here, but sometimes I like to use water. So when I'm using the blender pen, I just do just a little bit. And that way I can color it out just a little bit. I'm gonna kind of mark off the excess. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of color to this butterfly. So it is on the green. So this just gives it a little bit more dimension. And I'm doing it darker from the center. And so it's also pulling some of that Night of Navy out as well. But this way, that butterfly's got really pretty color and it's nice and vibrant. Okay. All right, now while I'm coloring this, I'm just gonna give a little shout out. we have free shipping. Yes, free shipping. So I don't know if you guys ever look at your order, because, you know, shipping is just something we have to pay for. But you save like 20 or 25% on free shipping days. So that's a really great time to stock up on things like cardstock, on designer series paper. If you've got my paper share, you've already received that and you've played along with that. So it's a great way to go ahead and stock up on some of that. Now I'm going to do this body, but I'm going to do it with a much darker blue. So free shipping is, I believe, Tuesday. What's today? 19th. Yes, it'll be Tuesday. So if you're looking for anything, if you want to stock up, you can definitely do that. Now you'll see on these blender pens, I'm just kind of coloring this blue off so that I can use it on whatever color next. And I like to go ahead and do it when I'm finished with it. Otherwise, I may not have done that, so then it's a mess. All right, we're gonna set this off. So free shipping. Now, another way to get free shipping is to do our starter kit, which is also on special now. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining. So your starter kit is free shipping. So you get $125 worth of Stampin' Up product that you pick out yourself on that free shipping. I'm pulling out my boho blue cut and emboss machine. So this is something you could throw in a starter kit. It's $63, I think. So then you've got another $62 to play with. So that's a lot of stuff you can get. And you'll have this nice little die machine to go with it. But you also get a bunch of the in-color items. You get the stamp sets, you get the Stampin' Write markers, which are these guys right here. So you don't get the blends like these, but you get the Stampin' Write markers. So these are awesome. You can do ink to stamp. A lot of great techniques you can use with that. All right, so here's that butterfly. And then you get some cardstock. I feel like there's one more thing in that list. Cardstock, ink, Stampin' Write markers, maybe some gems. I don't know. I can't remember right off the top of my head. Hello, Karen. Did you have a good time this weekend? I think you were out of town. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bone folder. And I've die cut this butterfly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of break up some of the fibers. And I'm just going to kind of twirl it. I'm going to put that wing in between my finger and that bone folder. And I'm just curling. Now what this does is this breaks up the fibers, but it gives this butterfly a little bit of dimension. Oh, DSP. Thank you, Mary. So you get the in color DSP, which is like 40 sheets of 6x6. And I do love this year's DSP. I don't know about you guys if you've looked at it, but I love the stripes. It's perfect. And I like the little circles. It's not exactly polka dots, but it's circles. All right, so here we go. I am bending this up. And so what I have done is I've given that butterfly some dimension. So we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals underneath this, and that will keep it from flattening out when you mail it. All right. I feel like we're ready to put our card together. So I'm going to set this over here. So what I have is I have a piece of the Country Lace DSP that I have cut 5.5. So you've got your regular card base by 10.5. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my handy dandy score tool. You know that I love this guy. And I'm going to score. And wouldn't you know it, I did not. Oh, here it is. I did put it in a safe place. All right, so now I need to find my dimensions here because I wrote it down. All right, Rosie, I love the new colors too. They're so pretty, so pretty. Okay, so 5.5 by 11 or 10.5, and I am going to score at 1 inch. I'm going to score at 3 1/8, so that's this little guy right here. I'm going to do it at 7 3/8, and then 9.5. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope I did this right. I was in the car when I was calculating these things. All right, so let's pull our card out here and see. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this back, and I'm going to fold these little 1 inch, and I'm going to burnish. So I'm going to do that on each side. And I better get that ink out of the way, or I'm going to ink up my DSP on accident. All right, nice burnish. Now, when you're using your Simply Score tool, be careful with the DSP because it is a thinner than our cardstock. It can rip, so be careful. Okay, now I'm going to fold this in. And here we go, cross our fingers. It looks like it's right. It's not. Crumb. What did I do wrong? All right, let's do a little math here. So we've got 1 inch. 2 1/8 makes 3 1/8. So that's what I did. Plus 4 1/4. Who does math? 1/8 and 2/8 is 3/8. 7 3/8 plus 2 1/8. So that's 4/8. So that's a half. 9 1/2. Did I not do it? Did I not? Let's see. What do we got here? We got 1 inch. We got 3 1/8. We've got 7 3/8. Well, I did it at 9 1/8. That's what did it. All right. Never fear. Never fear. There's another piece of cardstock right here. We may just have to change the colors. We're going to do that one instead. Unless, of course, here's another pack of DSP. Ta-da! This is what happens when you just buy DSP because you got to have it all. Okay. Let's try this one more time. So we're going to cut at 5 1/2. So this shows that everybody makes mistakes, you know. We're going to peel off 1 1/2 off the side. And of course you're going to make a mistake if you've got people watching. All right, let's pull this out again. All right, let's hold our breath and tongue correctly here. So we're going to do 1 inch. We're going to do 3 1/8. We're going to do 7 3/8. And this time we're going to do 9 1/2. Now I feel like that looks right. Yep, that's right, Mary. If you haven't, you definitely will. We're all human. Okay, we're going to crease it. And like I said, be careful with those creases. I can just fold this back like this. Give it a nice crease. But the nice thing is when you're working with DSP, it does fold and creases so beautifully. A nice little crease. Oh, and look, it meets in the middle. That's what we wanted. So we're wanting to meet in the middle without it overlapping. So this is perfect right here. Okay, so here's our card base. This is another cool thing about a great way to use up some of that gorgeous DSP that we like to collect. So I'm just taking some Stampin' Seal and running a couple layers right there. And I'm going to seal that down on those 1 inch borders. And here's another one. We got the other side. And here we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add my center. And I love to use the DSP in the back so it looks, it's another way to show off all that pretty paper. And I love to show both sides. So, oops. So I'm going to line that up. There we go. So there's our center. So now we're going to put it together. So what I have is I have a piece of Misty Moonlight that I cut with the Spotlight on Nature set. So that's this second largest one with the scallops on it. It's the one I used. And then I used this guy and this guy to cut the white, the basic white. Oops. I got to put that right back in the envelope because if I don't, I won't remember it and then I'll lose it and I'll cry. Okay, so I want my card out here to look at here because I need to make sure I don't goof it up. Okay, so what I've done is, well, let's go ahead and build our center here. My random cutting has me all bumfuzzled. Okay, thinking of you in Misty Moonlight, right there. Get rid of that. And I'm gonna just add it here with some seal. So the cool thing about this is you could make this card just on a random card front and not do the fun fold and just layer it up. But I thought the gatefold added just a little bit to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer these up before gluing them. And so you'll see that from the original, I have the top two on one side of the flap and the bottom at the bottom. All right, so this is about how I liked it. And then I'm gonna set this up so that my butterfly is just peeking out here on this bottom one, the middle one, the middle size. So I kind of like that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my butterfly before we adhere. But I wanna kind of make it so that I know where it's gonna go. So I kind of like it like that. So we're gonna do just, boop. There we go. Now I'm gonna color this guy before I adhere him. I'm gonna pull these layers off. And believe it or not, we're almost done, even with all of my mess ups. So I've got some soft seafoam blends here. And we're not really supposed to use blends with our ink pads because they're not, because they are water soluble. But if you're really careful and don't do a lot, you can see how it kind of smears there. You just don't want to blend like you would, because that's going to give you some messy gookiness. A muddy look is what you might be looking for. So then I'm just going to color these edges blue with the boho blue. So I like the soft seafoam with the boho blue. We're going to kind of give it a real dark color right there. And those little hearts. Okay. Hey, Jamie Sue. Thanks for joining. Okay, so here we go. Here's our big guy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to only put seal on half of this because we don't want it to be on that bottom half. So I'm going to leave that there, flip it open and make sure that I didn't get any seal there. And actually, I'm going to peel this up because I want that to go more like this. So it looks like it's landing on that piece. Okay. And then we're going to set that bottom piece and only use the seal on half. We're going to put it here and I'm going to pull it out a little bit. And so that will actually kind of go underneath. And then we're going to add this guy. Uh-oh. I'm going to pull this up a little bit more. There we go. There we are. And I'm going to use dimensionals on this one. But once again, only dimensionals on half. So I'm going to make sure that I get it on the half that has the sentiment on there. Peel that off. And then we're going to layer this so that it looks like that bird, that butterfly is flying right into this centerpiece. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on each of these 4 wings so that when you go to mail it, it is going to flatten it out a little bit, but you're still going to have that curve, even if it flattens out just a little bit. So now what do you think? Do you like the thinking of you, or do you like the in my thoughts sentiment? I kind of like the in my thoughts a little bit better. I like that font. Okay. Here we go. All right, now we're just about done. All we have to do is add a few. These are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. So these are Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to give, a little one and put it right down here. And then we're going to take one of the large ones and put it up there, and a little one. All right, so there's tonight's card. Super easy. Now it won't open. There we go. So it layers like that. Open it up, Gatefold card. Now let's do our envelope. So what I have is I have a piece of DSP that we're going to adhere to the back, but we're also going to stamp a couple of the butterflies. And I really love these little butterflies. I think those are going to get a lot of use just on cards in general, because butterflies go with just about everything. Okay, give that a little seal right there. Bring in my paper snips. All right, free shipping Tuesday. The join special is only going on for about another 10 days, so you don't want to miss out on that. That's your best deal by far. Free shipping's awesome, but the best deal is like that 20 or 30% off that you're getting on everything. It's actually maybe closer to like 100 or like 50. It's probably 45%. I probably need to do the math. I did show you how to do fractions tonight, so that's cool. All right, we're just gonna take a couple of butterflies and stamp it. I don't know if I lost you or not. There we go. It looks like you're still there. So a couple of butterflies on the edge, and here we go. Thinking of you card, beautiful Gatefold card. Thanks so much for spending part of your Sunday night with me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Don't miss out on that free shipping. If you need a host code, get with me, because that's a great way to get some free product from me. Have a good one, and I'll see you here next week.